Hi, and welcome to Among Therapists, Practical Tips by Psychotherapy Academy. I'm Dr. Jessica Díaz, and I am an editor at Psychotherapy Academy. This podcast provides practical, effective tools for use in your clinical work. You're listening to the 16th episode in our series, DBT in Practice, Mastering the Essentials. It will review and explain a set of tools to help you improve your therapeutic skills for DBT. In today's episode, we explore the fascinating realm of emotion regulation in dialectical behavior therapy. Emotion dysregulation is a common challenge for many individuals, and DBT offers valuable skills to address this issue. This episode will guide us through the emotion regulation module, exploring techniques such as opposite action, psychoeducation about emotions, and strategies to reduce vulnerability to the emotion mind. Our faculty member for this episode is Dr. Stephanie Vaughn. She's a clinical psychologist and an associate faculty member at Vanderbilt University in both the psychology and psychiatry departments. Dr. Vaughn has served as a trainer and consultant for institutions including the Department of Defense, Kennedy Krieger Hospital in Baltimore, Jacksonville Naval Hospital, and Kentucky State Hospital. This audio is an extract from our online course, which allows you to earn 5.25 CE credits after completing multiple choice questions testing your understanding. These credits are valid for psychologists, counselors, social workers, physicians, and nursing professionals. Okay, let's listen to Dr. Vaughn.
When an individual's core issue involves difficulty in managing emotions, it is likely that DBT may be a good fit. Problem behaviors may be the result of emotion dysregulation, or they may be an attempt to regulate emotions. This module, the emotion regulation module, teaches skills to assist members in changing unwanted emotions, in reducing vulnerability to emotion mind, and provides them with a general psychoeducational overview of emotions. One of the most popular and well-known skills to help change unwanted emotions is referred to as opposite action. In order to practice the skill of opposite action, one must first identify an emotion that they would like to change. If they would like to change the emotion of sadness, then it would be important to identify the urge, the action urge associated with the emotion. So for sadness, a person may have the action urge to withdraw, to pull a blanket up over their head, perhaps to watch sad movies. The action opposite to this urge would be to get active, to listen to fun music and dance, and potentially to socialize. Although an individual would be most unlikely to want to do these things, that is the purpose of the skill. It is to change the desire to want to. If a person continues with mood congruent behavior, it is likely to increase the emotion that they're experiencing. So therefore, we want to engage in the opposite of the urge in order to make it change. The psychoeducational piece of the emotion regulation module relies on the backbone of CBT. When teaching members about emotions, we discuss the evolutionary benefit of our emotions, the fact that as a species, we would be unlikely to survive had we not had fear, anger, jealousy, any of the other emotions that you might identify. We discuss the biologic portion of emotions, how we're hardwired, and what makes it difficult to change emotion and to engage in different behavior. And we discuss how eliminating emotions entirely might seem on the surface to be the most effective strategy for managing emotions, but would likely cause a horrible impact on our social life. Mindfulness is interwoven throughout the emotion regulation section in that members are encouraged to observe their emotions and label them. The act of observing and labeling emotions actually causes them to decrease. Members are encouraged to identify multiple emotions in any given situation and to differentiate between primary emotions, which may seem to be the most prominent, and secondary emotions, which are just under the surface. For example, anger has been suggested to be a primary emotion, while the secondary emotion of feeling hurt or disappointed is just below the surface. The skills for helping reduce vulnerability to emotion mind include the PLEASE skills, which are an acronym for treating physical illness, healthy eating, avoiding mood-altering substances, and exercise. And other ways of reducing vulnerability to emotion mind include increasing pleasant events and positive experiences in a deliberate fashion rather than waiting for these experiences to come from out of the blue. Mastery is a skill taught in this module, which involves identifying long-term goals or life worth living goals and breaking them down into small action steps which one could complete on a daily basis. Engaging in some mastery activities seems to be essential in regulating emotions for the long term. Another popular skill is the cope ahead skill, which is somewhat of an imaginary rehearsal activity. When using the cope ahead skill, one might imagine coping well with a situation that causes distress. So not only is the person engaged in problem solving, they're engaged in somewhat of an exposure when they're imagining the worst case scenario, but then we're actively imagining coping well. Overall, the emotion regulation module involves psychoeducation about emotion and how to stay regulated rather than experience drastic swings from emotion mind to reasonable mind with very little time spent in wise mind. The key points are: emotion dysregulation is a common experience for DBT patients. It is important to discuss the benefits of emotion and challenge group member desires to eliminate any or all emotions. Identifying and labeling emotions helps to reduce their intensity. The emotion regulation module involves psychoeducation about emotion and teaches skills to change unwanted emotions, as well as to reduce vulnerability to emotion mind. Mastery is a skill which involves taking small action steps toward long-term goals. Please skills refer to self-care activities. Opposite action involves engaging in a behavior opposite to the one that is mood congruent.
All right, so in this episode, our faculty expert shed light on the importance of emotion regulation in DBT and share valuable insights into the emotion regulation module. Here are some key takeaways. Emotion dysregulation is a common experience for DBT patients. Psychoeducation about emotion is essential to challenge the desire to eliminate or suppress emotions. The emotion regulation module teaches skills to change unwanted emotions and minimize vulnerability to the emotion mind. Mastery involves breaking down long-term goals into small action steps for emotional regulation. The please skills, treating physical illness, healthy eating, avoiding mood-altering substances, sleep, and exercise, are crucial for reducing vulnerability to the emotion mind. By integrating these skills and techniques into your practice, you can effectively support clients in managing their emotions and achieving greater emotional well-being. Okay, so this was the 14th episode of the series DBT in Practice, Mastering the Essentials. If you want to know more, you can enroll in our course, which can earn you 5.25 CE credits on completion. If you're a psychologist, counselor, social worker, physician, or nursing professional, these credits are accepted by your professional board. You can click the link in the show notes to learn more about accreditation and the course. This is an on-demand course, and all modules are available in multiple formats. You can watch the videos, listen to the audio, or download PDF transcripts. Additionally, you can access exclusive content which isn't covered in this podcast. If you found this valuable, please help us spread the word by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing it on your social media. We truly appreciate your help. Thank you for listening. This was Dr. Jessica Díaz. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.